On today's video, we're going to be working on a broken wood faux blind. Now these blinds can be pretty expensive, anywhere from $80 to $150. So if you're able to do any repairs, I would highly recommend it. Often what I see is when one breaks, the homeowner, tenant will actually discard the whole thing and buy a new one, not realizing that you can actually fix this. It's going to take a little bit of work, but it's worth the $80, $100, $150 if you're trying to save it, and you can use it somewhere else to buy some other items for your home. You can see here on these blinds, you have two extra slats that you can use that really are just there as replacements, usually regardless of the size as far as width and length. The manufacturer will always leave at least 2 or 3 extra slats for you to use if you have any repairs that need to be made. When you flip the slats over here at the bottom, you have this little plastic panel. There's little clips right here. So this is where the actual lines come that hold your slats in place. What you're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to remove this little plastic bevel, and we're gonna have one on each side that we're going to have to remove. Now what I like to use specifically is I like to use needle nose, and basically I just grab the corner and then pull it out. And you can see here, once you pull it out, you'll have some of the extra threading that actually holds the support for your lines. So once you finish, you basically just put this back in, and the clip is actually going to pinch these lines to keep it supported. I do want to mention this as well. You're only going to be removing the bottom lines, that the clip that holds the lines, only that goes into the blind or the slat itself. So for instance, you see these here, you do not have to remove these, because once we remove these actually are what control the blinds from moving around, closing up or closing down or leaving it open. Once we remove these, we're going to pull the line up. This actually, all it does is just hold it. So specifically on this line or on any blind, you're looking for the portion where the line actually inserts into the slat. So on this specific size, we have 1. We're not going to do that one. We have 2. We're not going to do that one, and 3. So only where the line actually inserts into the slat are we going to be removing the clip from the bottom. If you don't feel comfortable using the needle nose, you can always use a flathead screwdriver and slowly just work it until you actually are able to pop it out. You can see here we've removed the clips already from the 3 slots, and basically what we're going to do now is we're going to have to remove the line that actually fastens the clip. Now this is going to take a little bit of time. Admittedly, you're going to have to unravel this. If you're not really set on unraveling it, I have seen at times where someone will actually cut the line, make a clean cut, and then at the end they'll just retie it, because they do give you slack when they manufacture the blind. Once you unravel the knot from all 3 sections, you can see here and here, now we're going to remove it and we're going to put it to the side. Just make sure you don't lose it. Now at this part, once you remove the clips and you unraveled the knot, what you're going to do is you're simply going to pull the line from each one. And the reason we're doing that, we're only doing it up to where we're going to replace the slat. So you see here, since we're replacing up to here, we're going to remove it from there as well. But if it was down here, you'd only remove the line up to here. If it was more up top. So here, this is the broken slat. We're going to remove only up to where the slat is that we're going to replace. So you see here, sorry, right here, this is the broken slat. And then here in the corner, this is the broken slat. We're only removing the line up to that slat. And we're just pulling it through. Now once you do that, you can go ahead and remove the broken slat. what you're going to do is you're going to take one of the two slats that was given extra from the manufacturer, and we're going to take that slat and then we're going to put it in the slat where we removed the broken one. Here you can see that we're taking out the slat that was at the bottom and we're putting it where the old slat was, and basically you're just working it and putting it back in position where you removed the old one. You want to make sure the lines or the slots are lined up. Once you get the line all the way through, you're going to put it in through this little slot, this little hole that's left, and that is going to go through where we removed the clip. So you can see here we put it through, and then what we did was we used some needle nose to kind of just feed it through. Go ahead and put it through the clip. And then what I did here was I just tied a knot at the end, and that's going to hold it. And basically we're going to work on the next two that we removed and do the same thing for all three. So here we're working on the next line. Now you want to be careful when you're putting it back in. You want to make sure that when you put it in that you drop it all the way down the slots. Now if you're not paying attention, if you're in a rush, what'll happen is you're not paying attention and you'll wrap the line around and then drop it in, and now you'll have to redo everything. And I'm telling you, it's more common than you think. You'll see right here, the line is tangled up. So you just want to make sure that when you do it, that you do it properly and that you're going down the slats, that you're not wrapping it around any of the other lines. Here we got the second one installed, and now I'm going to do my last line. Here we've got the third one done. This is the end part. So you see here, I know you see all these lines kind of making you wonder if you can do the job or not. It's fairly simple. Basically, as I was saying earlier in the video, these lines right here, you're actually going to push inside of here, and once you push it inside, you're going to take this clip and you're going to push the clip in, and that's going to secure it. See here, I've shoved the lines inside, and you can see what I'm talking about here. So these lines basically get shoved into there. Once you shove it inside, the only thing you're doing is you're feeding this line inside, and then you're going to snap that clip, and that clip is actually going to secure your lines from your blinds. You can see here, I've secured it. Now you may have to feed this line while you're doing it and just basically just pull it up slowly so that you can push the clip in. But once you do that, you're pretty much done. We're going to head and finish these right here. And once we finish these, then we're going to test everything. Here, once you finish, go ahead and test it. If this video was a help or informational, please subscribe.